So, to anyone joining for the VOD, which will stay here, we will add timestamps at the bottom. And what we are looking at today is Chapter 10 of Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, covering the OG, which was released yesterday. And this is the very first time we ever get to see Disc 2 stuff remade with new assets. Obviously, it is not remake level assets, but it's still quite, I think, consistent with the assets we see in remake, especially in the trilogy so far. Ever Crisis and the remake have been using more or less the same assets, and there are things that were changed in remake and rebirth, which were actually much more consistent with what you would see in Ever Crisis, rather than the OG. If you look at the Temple of the Ancients, how it looks, for example, there are even cutscenes from the Gold Saucer. The one where they arrive in the, like, the intro to the Gold Saucer, essentially, when they are all inside that that vehicle and they're heading towards it, and they're all kind of amazed by the spectacle. That thing was included in Ever Crisis OG, which is very interesting. It's always very interesting to me when I find cutscenes from Ever Crisis that are replicated in the OG. I just find that very unexpected, because you'd like to think that the remake and the OG are kind of more or less different in terms of design and whatnot, but they still take a lot of things from there and put it there in the in Ever Crisis, and vice versa, I suppose. So all of this to say that if we are playing, we are seeing some of the resources here. I do expect that they will actually look very close to that once we play Final Fantasy VII Reunion, which I think is the name to part 3. But anyways, that's a topic for another day. Illumined Threats. Okay, let's start. Planet in Crisis. Let's go. They're giving me Cloud, Tifa, and Barret. Let's just make sure that we have good gear. And let's start. Well, the music here apparently is going to be goated, from what I heard on Twitter. Let's see. Oh, looks like the stream is lagging for some reason. Let me fix that. Oh. Okay. Get like this. Cool. I think now it shouldn't be lagging. All right. Huh. That's interesting. Why is that the case? Anyways, whatever. Let's do this. Sephiroth heads for the Promised Land, braving the freezing cold. Cloud and his friends travel north in pursuit through the snowy fields. I do feel that this needs a little bit more sound, though. Sure is cold up here. Feels like my body will freeze solid if I'm not careful. I have to increase the sound a bit, though. There you go. Parrot, if you keep moving, it'll raise your body temperature. Yeah, Tifa, we know that. And as if on cue, we've got monsters incoming. Let's go. Totally annihilated the Levicron. I love when you're OP in Ever Crisis and like everything just looks very easy. I would say ish. Something very weird about this stream. I don't know why the quality is not coming through fine. Anyways, we'll fix that later. It's no use, I'm fighting my butt off and I'm still freezing. Looks like I'm about at my limit, getting kinda sleepy all of a sudden. Whatever you do, don't go to sleep. Of course, Red. Everyone, we need to brave it out just a little longer. We'll be reaching the town shortly. That is a terrible Kate Sith accent. Really? Boy, I could sure use a hot cup of tea by a blazing fire. Come on, we're almost there. Where are you guys staying behind? Why are Sid and Red staying behind? Okay. Ooh. Let's go. Come on, give us all the lore. First time we've seen Elmira stuff with Gast in whatever remade version of the game this is. We made it. Great job, everyone. No one lives here apparently, so we're free to stay. Ugh, it's such a rickety little shack. It's as cold in here as it is outside. Do they give the impression that this is kind of isolated here, whereas in the game, in the original game, it's kind of part of a small village? And this dust, I don't think anyone's been here in years. Well, at least it's shielding us from the wind. Well, now this is quite the facility. Shinra has its hooks in even a remote town like this, huh? Looks like we've got access to video. I wonder what we're gonna see in that video, Cloud. Could it be Shinra's research materials? Let's find out. Look at Yuffie. Warman next to Red. The original Crisis. Okay. Let's go. Oh god. Look at Gast. Dude, what's up with all the... Gast is much more stylish than we remember. What the hell's going on? Elmira. Ifalna. I think I said Elmira earlier. I meant Ifalna. Then Ifalna, please tell us about the Cetra. 2,000 years ago, our ancestors, the Cetra, heard the cries of the planet. Okay. The first ones to discover the planet's wound were the Cetra at the Knowles Pole. Is Knowles Pole, by the way, does it mean knowledge pole? Tell us, Ifalna, where is the land called Knowles Pole? Knowles Pole refers to this area. The Cetra then began a planet reading. Ifalna, what exactly does planet reading entail? I can't explain it very well, but it's like having a conversation with the planet. Huh. It said something fell from the sky, making a large wound. Thousands of Cetra pulled together, trying to heal the planet. But due to the severity of the wound, it was only able to heal itself over many years. So Genova has been there for years already, is what this is establishing, I believe. Do the ancients, rather the Cetra, have special powers to heal the planet? No, it's not that kind of power. The life force of all living things on this planet becomes its energy. The life force of all living things on the planet, okay? The Cetra tried desperately to cultivate the land so that the energy needed for the planet to heal would not be depleted. Yeah, I'm aware this is very, very consistent with what we saw in the OG. I don't think there are any differences so far. Even here so close to the North Cave, the snow never melts. Is that because energy is gathered here to heal the injury? Yes, the energy that was needed to heal the planet withered away the land. And so the planet tried to persuade the Cetra to leave the North Pole. But, Ifalna, let's take a break. I'm alright. When the Cetra were preparing to part with the land they loved, that's when it came to them. Who I wonder what it is. It appeared differently to different people. For some, it looked like their late mother, for others, a lost sibling. Illusions from their past. It's very important wording, phrasing. Who or what was it that appeared at the North Cave? It's all rather mysterious. It was the one who injured the planet itself. Hmm. Or the crisis from the sky, as we came to call it. Wasn't it called Calamity from the Sky in the original? This being first approached, this being first approached the Cetra as a friend, but then deceived them and finally gave them the virus. What is the virus? The Cetra were ravaged by the virus and went mad, transforming into monsters. Then, just as it had approached the Cetra in the North Pole, it made contact with other Cetra clans, infecting them as well. Ooh, Fungi is gonna love this thing. I've been asking about how Jenova gets to Utai. You don't look well. Let's call it a day. So it started by infecting the Cetra who came there, and then later on it started infecting others. And it's framed under the virus. I don't exactly know if it's going to get more description than that, but basically just to establish that Genova's impact or cells travel from one person to the other, from one Cetra to the other. Hey, Ifalna. Hey, Ifalna is Aerith's mother, right? It would make sense that Tifa would know. Oh, and Vincent knows. Indeed, and Professor Gast was in charge of the Genova project. Meanwhile, Cloud is still seeing Aerith next to him. This is footage from the Genova project? What is this stuff? I've never seen any of it before. Interesting. So you do wonder, like, how long this part will be. It's like here, it's literally 5 minutes. In part 3, that could be literally a whole chapter or two. Which is, I think, puts things in context. Weapon. Weapon. What do you mean, weapon? Why are we talking about weapon now? We haven't gotten to Sephiroth yet. Did they see like a weapon before? Oh, we hear about weapons. Let's watch the other videos. Yeah, I forgot there are other videos. We might find out more information on the Genova project. Agreed. What is weapon? Who's asking here? Oh yeah, that's just part of the the video, or of the videos that he was recording. All right, Gast. Ifalna, can you comment on the thing called weapon? Yes, Professor. The one you mistook for a Cetra was named Genova. That is the crisis from the sky. The planet knew this entity had to be destroyed. What? Hold on, let me read that again. Yes, Professor. The one you mistook for a Cetra was named Genova. That is the crisis from the sky. Okay. You see, as long as Genova exists, the planet will never be able to fully heal itself. Okay, what's the solution to that, Ifalna? Remake? So to fulfill this task, the planet created weapon of its own will. Yes, but there is no record of weapon ever being used. Which is curious to say the least, because it begs the question of whether Genova had a hand in creating the weapons. It's not black or white. This is the problem, or this is kind of the setup with what we're seeing in the live stream, is that the will of the live stream is not entirely just the Cetra, because the Cetra themselves can be corrupted by Genova. And so, if there was no record of the weapons being used before, you know, you could make a case that the weapons being created could have been, at the very least, partially or partly driven by Genova, corrupting the Cetra. But obviously, we'd need much more material than that. But I still find it interesting. A small number of the surviving Cetra defeated Genova and confined it. The planet produced weapon, but it was no longer necessary to use it. It was no longer necessary to use it. That's interesting. So weapon no longer exists on this planet. Well, not necessarily. Weapon cannot vanish. It lies dormant somewhere on the planet. Now, I am curious to know if Ifalna will say that despite that, Genova is still understood to be there in the planet, because she says that a small group of the Cetra defeated it, but there you go. Even though Genova is confined, it could come back to life at any time. The planet has not fully healed itself yet, so it is still wary of the threat that Genova poses. Where is weapon? So as long as Genova is there, the weapons will be. I don't know. I can no longer hear the voice of the planet, at least not well. Times have changed. The planet is most likely observing and waiting in silence. Interesting. I say interesting because I always kind of bring this back to the whispers, who are literally just the will, the voices of the planet. The voice of the planet, the will of the planet. And Ifalna says here that the planet is essentially observing and waiting in silence, whereas we do see the whispers trying to impact things. I mean, assuming the world we're seeing in Remake is real physically, which is still to be confirmed, I guess. But yeah, that's an interesting one. Thank you, Ifalna. That will be all for today. So it really takes a toll on her when she kind of does this, when she gives him information, which is understandable, right? Weapon, do you know anything about this? Now this will be interesting because we've already heard about the weapons in Rebirth. So we're not going to be approaching this like, what do the weapons mean, or like, what are the weapons, right? We're probably going to be approaching it with the perspective of, oh, so that's what the weapons are. And it does seem that all the knowledge we're getting here is very much stuff that we already know. Like the planet defending itself. Barrett makes a clear case of, hey, the planet has summoned the weapons. It means that we were right to fight for it. So it is in danger. And I find that interesting because it means that we will discover very little, as it turns out, with Ifalna and Gast's tapes here, because well, the wound stuff as well was detailed more or less in the temple. So I am curious to know how they cover this. Like, this becomes a big question mark. Now, obviously, sets up the materia, but we already saw the materia in the weapon on the weapon in Rebirth. You mean like an extra super awesome materia? Let's go get it. You saw the video. They don't know where it is. Maybe the other videos will tell us where. Show us the other videos, please. Give us all the tea, all the tapes. Confidential. Come on, hurry up and play the next one. Stop, you're not making this go any faster. I love how Vincent is always in charge of, like, booting up very old stuff. Hey, how about this one? Where's Yuffie? Okay, she's there. Oh my god, Kate said Smoogle is so restless. Can you stop? Fine. Daughter's record, 13th day after birth. Oh. That's Aerith. Holy hell. The video camera again? Are you planning on recording every minute of her life? Oh my god. Look at the amount of scrutiny that Aerith has been under since day one. That's insane. Oh my god. Shinra is diabolical, is the word that I can find. Oh, come now. Like, even someone like Gast, who is, like, regarded in better, has better reputation than Hojo, is, like, probably no better. This is our daughter, yours and mine. That doesn't justify anything, bro. Don't you want to capture her childhood on videotape? Nah, I don't know if that's what he was really doing. If you keep dotting on her like that, she won't grow up to be strong. Aerith is different from the other children. Who knows what dangers await her? Don't say that. Whatever happens, I will always protect my family. You and Aerith are my only treasures. I'll never let you go. Darling, you make me feel so happy. If I hadn't met you, Actually, I realized that... Oh my god, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Who could that be? I was just about to... Oh my god, it's gonna happen now, isn't it? Let me bring this back here so that we are in good level of volume. And then we increase this a little bit. Okay. Oh, I mean... How dare they intrude our private time together? Hey, why don't I go get rid of them for you, then? Dude, Ifalna and Gast were like... I'm glad there's nothing else on these tapes. Yes, I'll be right there. I mean, we don't know that there isn't. Who could it be, I wonder? Who could it be, Ifalna? You people are... Huh. I've been searching for you, Ifalna, or should I say Cetra? Long time no see, Professor Gast. Hojo, how did you find us? Please, I can scarcely remember a time when I didn't know exactly where you were. 2 years I waited. That's how much I wanted this new sample. New sample? You don't mean Aerith? Aerith, what a nice name. I've severed all ties with Shinra. I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Please, Aerith has nothing to do with it. Ifalna. I'm the only one you're after, right? Oh no, I'll need all of you for my experiment. Understand, don't you, Professor Gast? We can change the future of the planet. Hojo talking about the future of the planet is just hilarious. Don't worry, Ifalna, I'll take care of this. Please, don't put up a fight. I don't want any harm to come to my precious sample. What a funny looking camera. Guard, destroy it. Dude, how did you spot the camera from there? I mean, it might be very not concealed. Take good care of your guest. What are you doing, Professor? Ifalna, take Aerith and run. Silence. No! Darling! And don't forget the child. What's this? Videos? The Ancients? Weapon? A mountain of treasure. Thank you, Professor. God damn it, Hojo. How horrible. You've got to be kidding me. I had no idea. I think these might be some of the new lines. I think. I don't remember. Maybe we can look at the OG version later. That damn Hojo. Next time I see him, I'm gonna cut him to pieces with my shuriken. Yeah, and I'll plug him full of holes. Vincent is just calm there. Like, he's like, oh, is he holding his head? Hojo has to pay for what he did, but our priority right now is Sephiroth. Of course, Cloud, it's Sephiroth. Dude's gotta get his black materia, bro. We'll leave at dawn. Huh. Okay. Alright. Probably need to tone this down a bit. Okay. Endless fields of snow. It's cold! Even after a good night's sleep, it's still so cold. Well, what did you expect? If you're that cold, then maybe we can pick up the pace a little. Found you! Those are the Turks, right? Yeah. Elena. You're... Cloud, I won't let you go any further. What's up ahead? Never mind that. I'm here to make you pay for what you did to my boss. Boss? You mean Sung? That wasn't us. Sephiroth did it. Well, yeah, that's interesting because we... In Rebirth, is it clear that it's Sephiroth who stabs Sung for everyone who wasn't there? Yeah, they might talk about that again. You're lying, it's too convenient. I'm not lying, it was Sephiroth. So the party doesn't meet Shinra at all after they get the black materia, right, in Rebirth. So we don't really know how Shinra feels about the party's actions there. Deny it all you want, you're still going to pay. Oh man. Dude, level 65 for like regular story stuff. I mean, no wonder people go like, I need to grind a lot in order to be able to play Ever Crisis. I can see it a little bit now. I personally don't need to because I like my characters are pretty good, but I don't know if that would be the case for like people who don't play it a lot. If you won't admit to it, I'm just going to have to press the issue. Wow, look at that background though. Man, I can't wait for snowfields in part 3. That's going to be insane. Oh, thank you, Elena, for nothing. Well, okay, get away from here. Cloud, that was kind of overkill. You could have just attacked her. That's fine. We like to do things spectacularly. We like to show off. What? User management. Moderators. View pasts. Yeah, I don't know about that. Okay. Anyways. Ma'am. Make sure she's okay. Now let's go. There's no way they can climb the Great Glacier anyway. The Great Glacier, wasn't that in like Skies of Arcadia? Cloud and his friends braved their way through the seemingly endless fields of snow. Footprints vanished quickly, affecting the group's sense of direction as well as their body temperature. Oh, there you go. Oh, this is the scene where with the anniversary event. So this is exactly when and where it happened. All whites as far as you can see. Hold on a second. Cloud says that in the anniversary version. Doesn't Cloud say that in the anniversary version? What the hell is going on? Let me double check this. Let me double check this right away. Because that's kind of weird. That's super, super, super weird. Okay. Blah, 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 blah. I'm just looking at the video where we have this is part 2 or is part 1? Oh my god. This is hard to find. Go, 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 go. No, it wasn't here. Was it in? Not analyzing. Oh, okay, that might have been part 2. I'm really struggling to find it. Okay, so Ever Crisis. Anniversary 2.5. Battle for the Planet. There you go. So, where is the scene with Cloud and the others? So, that was in part 2. Okay. So, they go into that area. That's interesting. So, the order is the same of the party. But they, oh my god. So, in the anniversary event, Cloud says snow as far as the eye can see. Whereas in this one, Tifa says all whites as far as you can see. That's a pretty interesting one. And then obviously Zack in Rebirth says white as far as you can see when he's looking at the worlds, like when he's in the space between worlds. I don't know what to make of this. I don't know. It's very interesting to say the least. I feel like my body's going to be frozen solid. You know, seeing a place like this makes you realize the awesome power of nature. Yeah. But if anyone told me to live here, I'd tell them to, you know. That's hilarious. It's the exact same scene. I'm just looking at it now from the anniversary, and then like even the background is exactly the same. I'll probably pull it up later. But if anyone told me, yeah. I'll tell you one thing though, if I did have to live here, I'd change things around to make it better. Human ingenuity can make any place livable. I guess that would make the opposite of this place Midgar. Yeah. When you think of it that way, Shinra may not be so bad. Finally realizing that, Barrett. What the hell am I saying? Shinra not so bad? Finally reaching those conclusions, Barrett. Standing still will lower your body temp. You should think and walk at the same time. Cloud's comments are just funny. I need to figure out why the bot is not working on my chat, by the way. What's going on with it? How do you configure it? Timer. Bot, chat bot. Okay, so Icicle Inn was this first section. Wow, look at where the thing is, like really, really, really north. Okay. The northern cave, but then we're gonna have 1 minute to fix this first. Let me just make sure I got a couple of things. Hey Josh, how's it going? They probably didn't check for daily. What do you mean? I'm sorry, I didn't understand. I'm totally missing the reference, probably. I am really struggling with this. Like, so I tried all this new setup and whatnot. But it's just like not coming as I want it. So I had a whole bunch of bot messages. Oh, right, dialogue continuity. You think, especially with them being released so close to each other and then them working on part 3, you think that it's just because they didn't... Because it's like, it sounds like kind of an explicit change to make that line clouds, right? Maybe once we end this, we can look at whether Tifa also says that in the OG. Obviously don't remember. I just find that very weird. Unless you're talking about something else. I'm talking about white as far as the eye can see, right? And I'm so glad that I see your comment, because I was like, why the... Like, is there something wrong with the comments? No, it turns out that this timing is just terrible to stream. Which is fine, because I think it gives good VOD. Ooh. With nature itself seemingly standing against him, Cloud and his friends traverse the frozen wastes to finally reach the planet's wound in the northern reaches. Oh my god, the music. I hope you guys are, like, hearing it. Hold on. Oh. Yeah, I think it should be coming fine. I'm just increasing it a little bit and making sure that my microphone is not going to pick it up. An old crater. You know what I like about this area, the landscape and whatnot, is that the energy inside the crater is so big that it literally illuminates everything outside. So you can see the sky, like it's literally looks like nighttime, whatever. But then everything is lit up. So much energy inside. Something fell out of the sky and crashed down here, leaving a scar on the planet. So that's the first location of meteor. That must be why the planet's energy gathers here. It's taken a very long time to heal a very old wound. Sephiroth took that energy and is trying to use it to summon meteor. How do you know, Cloud? Next time, the wound won't be so small. The time has come to settle things with Sephiroth, huh? I've lost many things because of him. Oh, okay. You see this kind of thing very frequently in games and media that have many versions of the same scene. Yeah, I totally understand. I'm just like not sure how to interpret that with like the anniversary, the whole meta stuff, the fact that Zach says it. But I guess, yeah, it could be just dialogue. Oh my god, Patriots fan, dude. Thank you so much, man. That's like, I'm, you know, I'm beyond grateful. Thank you so much for your support. It's been great to chat with you and other channels as well. I was joking the other day saying that whenever you enter a Final Fantasy stream, you just literally see the same community. Not to say that it's repetitive, but it's amazing to see that like there are so many creators and everyone kind of talks in the same spaces. Now there are a couple of people where things are different, but I think generally it's great to see you everywhere as well. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate it. And thank you so much for supporting the channel and watching the videos. All right, Tifa, let's go. Yeah, we'll stop Sephiroth once and for all. Yeah, why is my bot not working again? Yeah, I think volume is fine. Oh yeah, there is some... It is picking some up. So let me just do this instead. Oh yeah, thank you so much. I mean, listen, it's really a funny story. Like, I started last year and I was really not expecting... You know, I just finished Rebirth and I made it for myself. I was like, let me just make the video that I would want to watch after finishing Rebirth. And then I started making the video and I was like, okay, listen, this is just I'm just gonna throw it there. And probably, you know, a couple hundred people are gonna watch it. And it just blew up the first day. Probably the second or third day. And all of a sudden, it was like going, oh my god, like I had literally 3 subscribers and there were, I had like 4. It was my wife and maybe 2 accounts that were mine or like someone from the family. So that's funny. The algorithm never showed them to you before the stream last week. Yeah, I mean, there are so many creators in FF7 once again. And, you know, video games are just kind of too saturated, right? Like, there are so many people talking about this stuff. So I do understand that, like, you're probably not going to get suggested to every single person out there who plays FF7, and it's fine. And there were a lot of people who helped as well boost it, to be totally honest. I remember Subtext reacting to it first, so that was amazing from him. That was very helpful. Obviously, we completely disagree on a lot of things. Fungi kind of reacted to the other one, Sephiroth, as well. Now I have to remember exactly who reacted to the first one, but I don't think... Yeah, I think Subtext was the one who did it first. And there were a lot of people kind of reposting it and helping, especially with the Sephiroth video. And that was amazing. It's just, you know, it's good to just have different perspectives, right? Josh, by the way, I find it very funny that your wife dislikes Cloud and Barrett because they really do have terrible behavior when you stop and think about it. Dude, that's insane. I mean, we kind of take some of these things for granted, like we just like Barrett and Cloud and Tifa and Aerith and whatever. And so full spoilers, I'm not sure if she's going to be watching this. She's probably not going to be watching this, but if you are watching, please do not watch because I'm going to talk about some spoiler stuff that she hasn't played yet. But I think I do see a logic to not liking, especially Cloud, if you haven't played through the whole story. Because yeah, he's just like he's just being an asshole to everyone, especially the girls. He's literally just, you know, he's not interested. I mean, I know that's his funny tagline, but he's not interested. That's what Cloud's personality is in Remake and Rebirth. And so if you don't know who the real Cloud is and what his real behavior looks like and what he's done in the past, it's going to be very difficult to make him likable for you. And I think it speaks also to the fact that we are playing this game with knowledge of what happened in the original. And that not only impacts, I believe, our theories, but it also impacts our evaluation of characters. And this is a great example of that, I feel. It's like, people who don't know the story will not approach it the same way. They're going to be like, why should I like Cloud? As it stands, the guy has been an asshole to both Tifa and Aerith, especially Aerith, I believe. With Tifa, at the very least, there is like a kind of a backstory. They know each other, but with Aerith, he's been totally cold, and he's been like, I mean, justifiably or not justifiably, I don't care about that. But he's kind of been not nice to any of them. He's starting to develop some sort of synergy with every single person, I would say, independently. But like within all of that, the guy is literally losing his mind. He attacked Tifa. He was about to kill her. He is obsessed with Sephiroth. He sees Sephiroth everywhere. My theory as to why they're positioning it that way is that the party is like, we don't really have a choice. Like, Cloud is the only one who can stand up to Sephiroth because they saw him do that in Remake. I believe that's one of the reasons why you include that portion there, and you're like, he was able to stand up to Sephiroth and to hold his own, and he clearly knows where Sephiroth is as well, because it's kind of almost in, he has internal knowledge about Sephiroth, sort of, because he knows what Sephiroth's plan is, where he is, and so on. So that kind of makes sense potentially for the party and why they're putting up with that. And there is the other fact, which is that they're just trusting Tifa's judgment of him because she knows him. But despite all of that, it's just like, it's a very hard thing to like these characters at this point in the story, 45 to 60%, without really knowing their full arcs. I think Aerith is probably the one that is the best there because, obviously they had to kind of bring her arcs resolution a bit earlier. Not to say that it's resolved, but at the very least, like, you see a lot of the stuff centered around Aerith in Rebirth, and it makes sense. You see her growth literally, like she finds her purpose by the end of Rebirth, and she accepts it despite the fact that she doesn't really like it. But the other characters is obviously it's going to take longer. Scarlet and Hojo are both chuckling. Scarlet. This is incredible. This is the promised land that the president has been searching for. But I'll be the one who gets it. Sorry, old man. Yeah, you see that Rufus's obsession is really just the legacy of his father. That looks like a very uncomfortable outfit for the Highwind crew. That land will belong to no one. It is where the reunion will take place. They will all gather there. I wonder if we will see Sephiroth. Oh, I think I know why the bot is not working. Good God. Let me see if it fixes it. God, Stream Elements is terrible. Stream Elements' website is absolutely annoying. Whirlwind Maze. Hold on. I gotta be ready for this and like without being distracted. Okay. Can I go to my dashboard? And so we are fighting in the Whirlwind Maze, aren't we? Yeah. Why was Stream Elements banned in the chat? Whatever. I can't even like emulate it, but anyways, I hope it's gonna work now. Okay, let's do this. I did not set my gear to recommend it, but it's alright. I think it shouldn't be that hard. What's going on with this? Oh my god, the music again. Interesting. Is the stream still looking fine? Not entirely sure why it's not coming through the right way. Oh god. Can you please let me go back here? Yeah, thank you. I'm just gonna set this thing to low or whatever, because it's not possible. Like, it's on medium. How lower can you get or go, right? Yeah, that's so strange. And just reset in the scene with my camera so that you guys can see my face in full now, instead of the game you came to see. How do you like that? Okay, looks like it's back now. It's not going to be top notch quality. If you guys are still here, can you let me know whether quality is better? That'd be cool. Right, story. Whirlwind maze. Okay, let's go. I think it should be fine now, but let's see. Let's go. The cloaks already. Within the crater, there are a number of black-cloaked individuals navigating the treacherous cliffs through scores of fierce whirlwinds. Meanwhile, Cloud and his friends have arrived at the place they are aiming for. This is the end for all of you. Oh my god, are we going to see Sephiroth / Roach? Oh, thanks, Josh. I'm glad to hear that. Here's an idea. We see Sephiroth literally / Roach here. What do you guys think? Oh my god. Or Roach basically does something for Sephiroth. I don't think he's going to give him the black materia, but he's used by Sephiroth for something big, right? Sephiroth! What's about to end is you. This sounds a lot like what it tells him at the end of Remake. You're right. This is the end of this body's usefulness. He disappeared. Where'd he go? Our purpose is to deliver the black materia to our master. So it's Cloud who hears this. Our purpose? Those who carry Genova's cells. So your master is... Of course, Sephiroth. Oh god. What the hell? Vamos. Give me some Genova theme stuff. Okay. So that's literally the same Genova model on the boat, right? God, the sound in Ever Crisis is so inconsistent, it's annoying. Look at the landscape, look at the background. Is that a tear in the sky? No, it's not a tear in the sky. I'm just saying nonsense now. It's alright, Barrett. It's dead. It's alright. You can relax. I'm obsessed with this background. So she leaves us the black materia. Or it leaves us the black materia. So clearly this is not the way it's going to go down in part 3 because Cloud literally has the black materia. Unless the Cloud we're playing as is one of the bodies that Sephiroth takes over. Imagine. Jenova cells. So that's what this is all about. The Jenova reunion. Not Sephiroth? You mean all this time it wasn't Sephiroth we've been after? Fungi's gonna love that again. I'll explain later. Right now, the only thing we should be thinking about is beating Sephiroth. What are you gonna explain later, Cloud? But Sephiroth is... He's here. The real Sephiroth is just beyond here. It's incredibly wicked and incredibly cruel. But he's releasing a powerful will from deep within this planet's wound. A powerful will. Whispers will. He's releasing a powerful will. Not to go too far into theory crafting, but this could suggest that... yeah, that like... this is what it's referring to. The fact that Sephiroth starts having the power to do what he does with the Whispers after what happens here. And so it's not to say that it's a sequel, whatever. It's just that from this point onwards is where Sephiroth takes control. And we've been speculating around where this could be happening and when. The black materia is back in our hands. Now all we have to do is defeat Sephiroth and that'll be the end. There will be some absolute dream world shenanigans here. Because Cloud does have the black materia. Unless... oh, unless it stays hidden in his Buster Sword. Unless they don't talk about the black materia at all and he reaches Sephiroth and that's when, I don't know, something happens to the Buster Sword and then the black materia emerges from it and he gives it to Sephiroth. What's up ahead is going to be really dangerous. The rest of you, wait here. I want to go. I have to settle things with Sephiroth. So I'm curious to remember like where the switch happens between Sephiroth and the other characters. Alright, be careful because we know he takes their bodies. But how? We'd better not take the black materia any further. Why don't you give it to someone else to hold on to? Take it, Barret. Don't give it to anyone. I'm counting on you. Oh no, it's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do F. You got it. We're going in first. You guys stay and keep watch. The Avengers. Nibelheim's illusion. Ooh, going to the spicy stuff now. So it's just Tifa and Cloud going together. What is this? What happened? Everything's gone white. Cloud, where are you? Dude, we literally transition using white to go into different dream worlds, right? My theory is that when this happens in part 3, Cloud and Tifa will go to a world where Zack is alive. That's where they will end up, and that's how Cloud will be broken by Sephiroth. He's going to be like, the guy who was in Nibelheim is here. He's alive. So who the hell are you? Like, why are you here? Who do you... like, where did you come from? Calm down, Tifa. I'm right here. Sephiroth is near. Anything could happen. And then he takes them to Nibelheim. Could also be just memories, but this is just like one of my wild predictions. Okay, they walk into Nibelheim. It's empty. This is Nibelheim? But why? Oh my god, we are so walking into a Nibelheim where Zack is, guys. This is an illusion that Sephiroth's made up. He's trying to confuse us. It'll be alright, as long as we know it's an illusion. There's nothing to be afraid of. Come on, let's keep going. Yeah, you're right. Look. So they're just watching the memory from, like, from afar, right? Alright, let's go. Three troopers. Zux. Stop this, Sephiroth. So stupid. Wait. He laughed there. Does that have a link with him laughing when he's, like, in the real Nibelheim event? That's crazy. We're going all crazy now. Cloud, this is just an illusion. Don't worry about it. What's next? Stop it already. Oh, God. So, we have a good old trooper here, but it's probably not going to be me coming out of Shinra Manor. He's going to try and show us another stupid illusion. Oh, no, here's our trooper. It's not him there. See? Didn't I tell you? My God, how is this scene going to look like in part 3? Hey, it's you. You're still sane, right? You're still sane? What does that mean? Oh, right, as in not like Sephiroth. Then come over here and help me. I don't want to watch this. I don't want to watch this, Cloud. Don't watch. I'll check this house. You check that one over there. What's wrong, Tifa? I told you before, right? As long as we know it's an illusion, there's no need to be scared. Love how this literally echoes his lines from the end of Rebirth when he looks at the crack in the sky. Sephiroth, I know you're listening. I know what you want to say. That I wasn't in Nibelheim 5 years ago. That's it, isn't it? I see you finally understand. I understand what it is you're up to. You're trying to confuse me, right? But seeing these things won't affect me. Oh my God. How is this part going to look like in part 3? I remember it all. The heat of the fire, the pain in my body and in my heart. Oh, is that so? Why don't we ask the lady next to you? You're just a puppet. You have no heart and cannot feel any pain. How can there be any meaning in the memory of such a being? What I have shown you is reality. What you remember, that is the illusion. Cloud. Cloud. Do you understand? I don't want to understand. But I want to ask you one thing. Why are you doing this? I want you to take back your real self. I love how he's teasing him here. He's like, I acknowledge that this is not your real self. But he's always lying by omission. He wants him to take back his real self in the sense of a different self to the one that is here, but still not the right one. You know, he's just messing with him. The one who gave me the black materia that day. Obviously, this is where it becomes very interesting for me because we do see him give him the black materia in both Rebirth and here. But here, he actually... They don't take back the black materia until they reach the Whirlwind maze, whereas in Rebirth, he already has the black materia again. So, I was going to tell him the one who gave me the black materia that day. And you know, it might be that Cloud having the black materia now is a coping mechanism to not remember that he did give it to Sephiroth. And so, when he gives it to him, it's going to be like... When he shows him that he gave it to him, it's going to be like, remember when this happened? And Cloud is going to break down again, I believe. But let's see. Who would have ever thought that a failed experiment would prove so useful? Hojo would die if he knew. Hojo? What does he have to do with me? Huh. 5 years ago, you were constructed by Hojo, piece by piece, right after Nibelheim was burned to the ground. A puppet made from potent Genova cells, her knowledge within, and the power of Mako. An incomplete Sephiroth clone, not even given a number. That is your reality. Cloud, don't listen to him. Just cover your ears, close your eyes. What's wrong, Tifa? I'm not affected by this at all. That's insane. All that talk of Hojo constructing you is a lie. I mean, we have memories together, don't we? When we were kids, those starlit nights... Tifa, why do you seem scared by your own words? Shall I show everyone what's in your heart? It seems the prospect makes her uncomfortable. You guys, it would be insane if it's revealed that Remake is literally the Whirlwind maze. I say that because Sephiroth's power in the Whirlwind maze is equivalent to what he's able to do in Remake, controlling the whispers, appearing whenever he wants. Illusion and reality are the same thing. There's something to that which I still haven't figured out, but I don't know. I'm just hypothesizing again. Tifa, is Sephiroth right? Cloud, what are you so afraid of? Don't worry about me, I'm alright. No matter how confused I am, I won't believe a word that Sephiroth says. It's true that sometimes I can't seem to figure out who I am. Oh, this is the Gongaga stuff. There's a lot of things muddled up in my memories. But Tifa, remember what you said to me? Long time no see, Cloud. Those words... Oh, that's a typo. Those words will always support me and comfort me. I'm the one you grew up with. I'm Cloud of Nibelheim. No matter how much I lose faith in myself, that is the truth. You see, this is a very important point because it really establishes that the one memory that keeps Cloud from breaking down is two things. Tifa remembering who he is and telling him, hey, long time no see, Cloud. And the other thing is obviously the memories he has with her. The promise, the water tower, the childhood, whatever. So I know that this goes into shipping conversations, but there's a lot to that, in my opinion. It's a valid point. So Tifa, you don't have to be so scared. And I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that. Really, Tifa's memories is what keeps Cloud together. No matter what anyone else says to me, it's how you see me that counts. I know there's been a translation, some translation discourse on this one. Apparently it's been corrected here. Maybe minor things, but I do appreciate when it's fixed. No, that's not true, Cloud. When I say fixed, I mean versus the original. What's not true? Aren't I the same Cloud that you grew up with? It's complicated. That's not what I mean. I don't know how to say it. Cloud, I need some time. Just give me some time. Time himself appears. Cloud, don't blame Tifa. Cloud, don't blame Tifa. I will explain it to you. Genova has the power to change one's appearance, voice, and manner based on the memories of another. Inside of you, Genova has merged with Tifa's memories. of the boys that appear in Tifa's memories. Oh, there may have been one named Cloud. Does he say that exactly like this in the OG? Because I find like this is a very, very interesting and accurate way of saying that. He's gone again. Cloud, please. Just don't think right now. Just don't think. Think, Cloud. Oh, excuse me. I suppose you were never given an actual name. Shut up, Sephiroth! Do you still not understand? Then, do you remember the picture we took before we headed for Mount Nibel? Yeah, but where is he going to pull the picture from? Tifa, you remember, right? I love how the conversation is literally going to go between Sephiroth and Tifa. But there is no way he would know. Now, where is that picture? Oh, okay. So the photograph has it. The photograph, the photographer. Did we see the photographer in Rebirth? But also, like, if you believe that this whole world is an illusion, then why is a picture going to change your mind? Like, the picture could also be an illusion. I don't know. Here we are. Would you like to see? I must say it turned out good. Cloud, don't! I love how there's going to be tension about Cloud getting into the picture. I should be in that picture, but even if I'm not, don't worry. This world is just an illusion that Sephiroth made up. Yeah, there you go. Thanks, Cloud, for addressing what I said. But the evidence is piling up, my dude. Just as I thought. This picture is a fake. The truth is in my memories. Do we think Cloud is going to have the same confidence in himself in part 3 when he reaches this part? I don't know. 5 years ago, I came back to Nibelheim to inspect the reactor. I was 16. The town hadn't changed at all. What did I do? Oh, yeah. I went to see my mom and all the other people in the town. I spent the night and went to the reactor in Mount Nibel. I was excited about it. Technically correct. Because that was my first mission after becoming soldier, first class. Oh, okay. Soldier, first class? Soldier? When did I join soldier? How did I join soldier? Why can't I remember? Oh my god, the voice acting here. Cody, we can't wait for this. That's right. I was never a soldier. I don't have to worry about any of that. Okay, I thought he was going to say I was never a soldier. I vaguely remember what happened. So, how did I... Because I was... Cloud? Let's go, Tifa. I'm alright. Because I was... Okay, that's very interesting. I think there's going to be a lot of Dream World shenanigans here. People keep telling me, no, that the mystery of the worlds is not linked to Nibelheim, to the Nibelheim incident. Truth. I guarantee you there's going to be links between the Dream Worlds and the Nibelheim incident. And the proof is that once we gave Sephiroth the Black Materia, once Cloud lost himself in Rebirth, he had that long dream at the beginning of chapter 14. That long dream literally mirrors what you see in the Forgotten Capital. When he starts wondering, what is my last reliable memory? What is, like, all that stuff? Oh my god, the quality's terrible. Sorry, guys, but it's the only way this can run. Wow, that's amazing. This is all material. Materia. The outside is rich with Mako energy. The inside is a treasure trove of materia. This truly is the promised land. So will they again believe that this is the promised land? There is no such thing as the promised land. It's a legend, an old wives' tale. It's utterly ridiculous. everything I imagined is actually here. Isn't that good enough? But I suppose I should expect that kind of rigid thinking from a second-rate scientist. Rufus? They haven't set up Rufus's demeanor towards Hojo to be this way in Rebirth either. What's happening? It's coming from inside the wall. Something's in there. It's moving. The Weapon is upon us. Or the Sephiroth. Weapon. So it actually does exist. I never believed until now. What are you talking about? Weapon. A monster created by the planet. I love how the link between what you saw with Ifalna, Staves, and so on, and then all of a sudden Hojo speaks about it here because you saw him talking about it before. It's great. It appears when the planet is in danger and reduces everything to nothingness. That's what was stated in Professor Gast's report. Reduces everything to nothingness. This is a very important point. The weapons' objective is not to wipe out the bad. Okay? The weapons' objective is literally to wipe everything out. That's basically Omega in Dirge of Cerberus. So I want you all to keep this in mind when thinking about the Whispers, Will of the Planet, the weapons, and all this kind of stuff. When and if the weapons appear. So this is probably why they go and attack humans when they can't attack Sephiroth, because he has that sort of barrier around him. They're like, we're going to destroy everything. So let's just start with whatever we can, right? And I think this also speaks to the another anniversary event that Ever Crisis had, which talked about how the Cetra had two versions of, was it a dragon or Bahamut? Whatever it was. And one of them's objective is to reduce everything to white nothingness. And the other one to basically counter that. And so I think it plays into the fact that white nothingness is not necessarily good. It just erases existence as well. And that goes back into the Cetra versus the Gi conversation of what is good, what is bad. But as it's portrayed now, you do think about the Cetra trying to kind of nurture the planet and preserve it, and the Gi kind of going the opposite way. And that's what we see here as well. The weapons are like, this just reduce everything to nothingness. And I think this could fuel, again, the theory we spoke about before that. Did the weapons arise thanks to some sort of Jenova interference if their objective is to reduce everything to nothingness? I'm not saying that they are created by Jenova. I'm saying, did Jenova manipulate some of the Cetra spirits to create the weapons and then label them? And basically twist their purpose. Think of the weapons literally as the Whispers. Jenova is invading the mechanism of the Whispers. So what would stop it from invading the mechanism of creation of the weapons as well? This is how I think about it. Hey, Cam G123, thank you so much. Not sticking around for Ever Crisis spoilers, but thank you for all the videos and great insights. Love you, man. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It's all right. I mean, yeah, there is a video coming up about Cloud and Carleong. That one will be... It's a very difficult one to make because when you add a topic like Carleong to Final Fantasy, you know, people are going to be like, oh, this guy's talking about Carleong 5 minutes into the video. I'm just going to, I don't need a PhD in Carleong. And I, rightly so, because I also tuned out from so many videos that did that approach. So the challenge has been to find an audience-friendly way of talking about that, especially from myself, who is... I didn't study Carleong or anything. I'm just literally looking it up for the purpose of Final Fantasy VII. So there's probably going to be a lot of bias in my own thoughts and ideas if I don't research it well. So that's been the difficult part, but there is a big one coming. Thank you so much for the support. Yeah, I'm aware that it's very difficult to put out frequent videos that are like pure theory crafting or like analysis. But I also think it gives me a bit more time to really think them rather than just go and publish them, right? I never saw that report. Where is it? Report about the weapons, yeah. Here, right here. You're just full of secrets, aren't you? Yeah. Ooh. Still no sign of Cloud and them coming back. I hope they're alright. So this is when the switch is going to happen. Let's observe this very carefully. But what's up with that? Such a tiny materia has the power to destroy the planet? What the... Is everyone alright? The hell is going on? Hey, guys! What is this place? Where did everyone go? Barrett, I'm so glad I found you. Like, we literally have duplicate versions of characters. So worlds, or impressions of worlds existing in parallel, one on top of the other, could be consistent with that. So, how I read this is that Barrett has been taken to a different layer of reality due to the fact that he has the black materia, right? Now, the Whirlwind maze, I don't know if, like, physically the winds can move you to somewhere and isolate you or whatever, but... Tifa, something's not right here. I got pitch black all of a sudden. It got pitch black all of a sudden and now everyone's gone. Yeah, he's describing it really like something just came and took him somewhere else spiritually. Everyone's waiting. Cloud's in trouble. Yeah, so it doesn't happen in the world where he was. It's just like he's taken somewhere else and then Sephiroth cosplaying as Tifa comes and grabs the black materia from him. Please come with me, help us. But again, is this going to happen in part 3 given that we already have the black materia with us? Given that Cloud has it. And he can just literally go straight and give it to Sephiroth. Over there. Yeah. Unless we have a fake black materia and a real black materia again. But I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but I guess I just need to get moving. I'll always get my friends out of trouble. Are we going to fight as Sephiroth Tifa? Okay. Okay, that's a good hint. You don't fight as her, right? So, like that makes sense. Barrett, what was that? What did you do? Whatever. Bug. Eyvah. Daydım o. Seer. Nice. Go. Yeah. We know. You're good. Now let us see Sephiroth being Tifanized, or Tifa being Sephirothized. Tifa, let's hurry. And don't forget. You know this is going to be with particles, with like whisper-like particles, right? I think. The black materia. Okay, so he manipulated Barrett to go somewhere. Okay, so he isolated Barrett from the rest. I feel like this upcoming reveal would have been a better point to end Rebirth off on. I totally agree. So this is why I was kind of at the beginning, like before the stream began, I saw a tweet by Tifa the monk in on Twitter. And she made a good point, like showing us the window picture with Meteor, which we will get to in a minute, and how, you know, that sort of apocalyptic ending would have been quite impactful. Now, on the flip side, can I actually pause this thing? Yeah. Now, on the flip side, the problem is that I'm not sure if you agree with this. I feel that the Forgotten Capital part was rushed AF, right? Like, clearly. And even the way they set it up acknowledging that it's going to be rushed. So they made like these dreams, and all of a sudden you're teleported to the forest, and you're just going there for literally one thing, which is Aerith's fate, right? So it makes me think, if that was already rushed, imagine if we had to drag all the way until this, or the image of Meteor being summoned. I think ending it on Cloud, giving Sephiroth the black materia, would be an insanely powerful picture. But you would have to have 16, 17 chapters in a rebirth that already takes a good 60 hours to just finish the main story. If you are playing normally, right? You're not speedrunning through it. And so we would be talking about a 150-hour game with quests on your first playthrough. Not all the quests, by the way. I get why they ended at the temple, but getting to the crater and seeing Sephiroth would have done a better job of keeping new and old fans engaged. I totally agree. And I think that, like, again, like for the video that I did with my wife, for example, I think ending on that would have been like, oh my god, I am like just really, really excited for part 3. Now instead, the mystery is kind of different, but what I think they could have done is literally just to compress a bit what they did with Rebirth. I think that there are things that are way too detailed. But on the flip side, if you don't spend as much time in Cosmo Canyon or in Costa del Sol or in, well, Costa del Sol maybe not, but in Gongaga, this kind of stuff. Like, for example, typically Chapter 9 in Gongaga is literally 15 or 10 minutes in the OG, right? You could, it's optional to begin with. And so if you don't detail those things in part 2, you end up with an insane amount of backlog for part 3 again. So it's a really, I feel like the solution to that would have been 2 games where the pacing is much quicker in each one of the 2 games so that you cover everything, or 4 games. I think 3 games is an awkward place to be, right? This is how I think about it. 4 games would actually be very consistent with 10. Is it called the story? The Kisho Tenketsu. So 4 games would have been very consistent with Kisho Tenketsu, the famous Japanese storytelling structure. But yeah, I think 4 or 2 would have made much more sense. Yeah. I think the Forgotten Capital part was poorly paced. Yeah. Like, they wanted that rushed feeling, but that giant series of boss fight took a lot out of it. Totally. Yeah, I think I still don't know how I feel about that part. I mean, I think it's one of the things that you need to play part 3 to understand, like, why it was paced that way. And again, you need to go back to the Forgotten Capital and do the whole dig-in thing, and, you know. But that world building also only works if they settle things properly in part 3. We won't know if it works until we play it, sadly. I totally agree. I'm personally of the opinion that they should just go for it in part 3 from the beginning. Because, like, yeah, okay, we know the world. We have gotten everything we need to know, right? So, like, just blow our minds. Let's go straight to the Whirlwind Maze. Let's do this thing. Let's live stream sequence. Make sure it happens not later than the mid part of the story. Because I really would love to play the half of part 3 with the post live stream sequence to keep it a bit spoiler free. However, whatever that means. But yeah. Mr. President, I have a bad feeling about this place. Maybe we should go back to our ship now. We need to prepare for the inspection anyway. Dude just appears. So this is the kind of thing where I go, the Dream World stuff and the illusions were clearly not as developed in the OG as they are in Remake and Rebirth, right? But Cloud literally appearing from out of nowhere here is like, how? Right? I don't know. Anyways, where did you come from? My hypothesis, once again, is that we're dealing with multiple clouds, operating on different levels of reality, but that's a very difficult topic to go through. This place is going to get rough. Better leave things to me and get out of here while you still can. So Cloud at this point is like, okay, I remember I was just a clone, so I'm just going to do what I need to do, right? Leave things to you. I'm not sure what you mean. He kind of just accepted his fate, sort of. This is where the reunion is happening, where everything begins and ends. Oh my god, seeing him like this is going to be heartbreaking. Cloud! You see, the screen is not just a regular dialogue box. It's like she's talking to his subconscious, or like she's talking to the Cloud inside of him. These visual cues are very important because she's trying to get through to the real Cloud, right? Who is still, like, who is clearly nowhere to be found now. Hey, we're here to help you. Yeah, I mean, you could try, Barrett. That's nice of you, but... Thanks, Barrett. Where's the black materia? Cloud! Oh, yeah, this is just a way to say that he doesn't hear her, right? He's like in a mindset where Tifa's words don't get to him. That's basically it. Yeah, it's safe. Have it. Give it to me. I'll take it from here. You can't hear my voice? You alright? Also, how does Aerith come into play, or the world where he saved Aerith come into play here? I don't think Aerith exists outside the Forgotten Capital. We will only see her in the Forgotten Capital. And I don't think Zack... I said earlier that Zack will see him in Nibelheim, so I might contradict myself now. I also only think that Zack's memory exists only in Midgar, because I still think they are tightly linked to Cloud's memories of them. And that's where he sees both in Advent Children, right? Thanks. Thank you so much. Yeah. I mean, the VOD is still going to be here, so if you want to catch that up later. Thank you. Take care. Good luck with work. Oh, my chatbot is finally working. Okay, then here. Gotta say it was a lot of pressure holding on to this thing. No, don't. Please, stop, Cloud. Things are about to go down. So again, how does this happen in part 3? Thanks. Leave the rest. Leave the rest to me. Yeah. Come on, the black materia. So this is a glitch, right? Oh, I love how it's in red. Please wait just a little longer. Oh my god. He's like... He's lost it, and he's just accepted that is what he's gonna do. He's like... He's gonna beg Hojo and Sephiroth here, but it's like... Oh my god. Everyone, thanks for everything, and I'm sorry. I have no idea how this is gonna hit. Like, this is gonna hit so deep in part 3. Imagine, like, just seeing it here, and you already seen this scene so many times with the OG, but, like... Just seeing it portrayed slightly differently already makes me emotional. Imagine what's going to be in part 3. Everyone, thanks for everything, and I'm sorry. Especially you, Tifa. I'm really sorry. You've been so good to me. I don't know what to say. I never lived up to being Cloud. So he might believe that he doesn't like Cloud is one of her childhood friends. Maybe one day you'll meet the real Cloud. Oh, right. That's when he tells her this. Oh my god. This is perfect. It means that my experiment was a complete success. Yeah, experiment from 5 years ago. You, what is your number? Professor Hojo, I don't have a number. You didn't give me one because you said I was a failed experiment. What the... You mean a failure was able to make it all the way here? Professor, please give me a number. Please, Professor. Shut up, you miserable failure. God. That's insane. Okay, and then he gets lifted. Damn. Who was that? He's a Sephiroth clone I created after the real Sephiroth died 5 years ago. So a very important thing here is that this is literally an alternate persona of Cloud, the one that is not real, you know, that believes he was a soldier, that just comes to terms with the fact that he's not real. Not that he's not real, that he's just not the real Cloud. And so, like, it's just gone. That personality is just gone at this point. And I feel that... Okay, I'm going to talk about this in a minute. Using my knowledge and skills, I combined Jenova's cells and Mako with science and nature to bring him to life. I'm not overjoyed about the failure part, but the Jenova reunion theory has now been proven. You see, even if Jenova's body is dismembered and scattered, it will eventually become one again. That is what is meant by Jenova reunion. I have been waiting for the reunion to start. 5 years have passed, and now the clones have begun to return. I thought that the clones would begin to gather at Midgar where Jenova is stored. This is my point, Hojo, is that they started, probably. I think they started, but Sephiroth deflected all of it. Not to say that it's his will over Jenova's. I mean, it's certainly his will taking over now, but it's like his motivation is still coming from a Jenova place. But my predictions were not entirely correct. Jenova itself began to move away from the Shinra building. Yeah. God, this chapter is long. It's been how long? It's been 2 hours already? Oh my god. Yeah, it has been almost 2 hours, 3 minutes. But being the genius that I am, I soon figured it out. You see, it was all Sephiroth's doing. Sephiroth is not content with just diffusing his will into the live stream. He wants to manipulate the clones himself. Yes, that was how it started. I wondered where the clones were going. I was never able to figure it out. I never figured it out myself. The one thing I did know was that Sephiroth would be at their final destination. Man. I wasn't pursuing Sephiroth. I was being summoned by him. This is one of the most impactful sentences in this game. Damn. All the anger and hatred I had towards him made it impossible for me to forget him. That and what he gave me. Sephiroth, I'm here. I brought you the black materia. Please, show yourself to me. Where are you? But is Cloud going to be robed here or not? That's the question. Sephiroth. So we finally meet again. Man, this is gonna be wild again. Did you see it? It is Sephiroth. He is here. This is perfect. Both Jenova's reunion and Sephiroth's will. They were not diffused into the live stream. They gathered here instead. What are you so happy about, Professor? You know what this means, don't you? Cloud has the black materia. Sephiroth is going to summon Meteor. Every single person is going to die. Whatever is said now is too little, too late. We must evacuate. I want all of you to come with me. There's still much more I want to know. Huh. Damn. Hey, Cloud! It's too late, bruh. Stop! Don't do it! That's not Cloud, Barrett. Cloud! That's Beagle Cloud. Very important distinction. Oh god, the visuals. This is on low? Whew, this must be insane on high. Chibi Sephiroth is... You can't take him seriously. Wow. Okay, so he summons it like right away without even touching it. That's... It's crazy too. Wow. And then the high wind just takes over. Takes off. Pew. There we go. Get up there. Okay, red core materia, whatever. Okay. This is how it's gonna look like in part 3. It's gonna be apocalyptic, dark, and whatever. Whew. I saw Delta talk about this on Twitter, saying that Ultima weapon, that's Ultima, right? Looked like a combination of Bahamut and the Harbinger, and I totally agree. Like, there is visual connections there. By this point, I think it's very clear that the Harbinger was not supposed to represent something good about the planet, right? I don't think so. But anyways. Main section, Limitless Crisis. 7 days later, now we go. So, my crackpot crazy theory, which I think holds a lot of weight, in my personal opinion, is that at this point, Cloud wakes up in Terrier. Once this happens, I believe that Cloud will wake up in Terrier. He will not wake up in... We will not still be in Beagle. Because I believe that the worlds are representations of Cloud's personality. So at the Forgotten... At the Sleeping Forest in the OG, when he is heading towards the Forgotten Capital, Cloud starts wondering, what is my last memory? If it's a dream, don't wake me up. This kind of stuff. The equivalent to that in Rebirth is that you see Cloud dreaming between the Terrier, the Beagle world, the Chihuahua world, whatever stuff is going on there. And there is a Zack inside of him, there's an Eris inside of him, and all the materia, white materia, empty materia stuff is happening, obviously. But I feel that the symbolism of that whole section is that it is literally who am I? That's what it represents. And so him giving the black materia to Sephiroth, I think once again is the perfect setup for him to wake up in Terrier. Why Terrier? Because he realizes that he was not a soldier. But then that would be a positive. That would be a step forward because he comes to the conclusion that, okay, I was not soldier. I was not in soldier. And so you could argue that it should happen later. I totally agree. But I feel like there is something in Terrier that we haven't finished yet. Now, keep in mind that Terrier is temporarily closed because Zack went to find a cure for Cloud. And it's, again, one of those internal monologues of you need to get better. You need to get better. The one who needs to be saved is Cloud. Aerith is going to die. Zack has died long time ago. Biggs has died. Avalanche have died. You can't save them. The one you really need to save is yourself. And I think that's what it plays into it. And I don't know if it's too early for Terrier, but my personal theory is that at this point, after maybe this scene, Cloud wakes up in Terrier in part 3. But let's see. I mean, obviously it's still a long way to go. Cloud. So now she's also looking for him because she was unconscious for 7 days, right? And he is in the live stream, I believe. And that's more or less the same as what we see in Gongaga when he follows Sephiroth. I didn't know what to do. I've never known what to do since we met again. And now I'm curious about this one. When is she talking to him about this? Like, is she thinking about this while she's KO, or is this her recounting things to him while looking for him? I don't know. It's probably just symbolic, but it seems like she's recounting how things were, right? Oh my god, and then this. Poor kid. Are you alright? Yeah. Tifa? Tifa? Oh, Cloud! This is the moment Cloud entered the Beagle world. You've heard it here first. Because the Beagle world is the personality of Soldier. Simple as that. That's right, I'm Cloud. Is it really you, Cloud? I can't believe it's you. And to run into you here, of all places. Man, the OG writing is insane. I just love how they're setting up, like they're backing down on what they just showed you. That Cloud just, like this person took over the personality of Cloud from Tifa's memories. And they're literally showing you that's what happened here. You would think that this is exactly what happened. Nojima, you absolute magician. You're a legend. For me, he's the GOAT writer of all time, from what I've seen. Yeah, it's been a while. What happened to you? You don't look well. Yeah? Yeah, let's squat. Dude. It's nothing. I'm okay. How long has it been? 5 years. What is it? Oh, nothing. It's just, it really has been a long time. So here she thinks it's been 7 years, obviously, right? Actually, it's been 7 years. Yeah, she thinks it internally. You joined Soldier but quit after the Sephiroth incident. And now you're a mercenary. You told me a lot about what happened after you left Nibelheim. Yeah, you see, so when is she doing this? Is she talking to him here? Or is this what she would... No. Yeah, this is just like... She's talking to his soul. She's trying to reach out to him. But something was wrong. I felt like some of the things you were talking about were strange. All the things you didn't, but should... You didn't know, but should. All the things you didn't... What? Oh, all the things you didn't know but should in order to things you should know but did. Okay. The fact that Tifa's memory of Cloud snapped him out of Mako poisoning is kind of insane. You're right, Josh. And I think it sets up how her trust in him and it's their memory saves him later and gives him a way back to his identity. So that's a good setup, right? It's like it doesn't come out of nowhere. Obviously, there's a lot of other dialogue for that, but this is even stronger, I feel, yeah. I wanted to clear things up. But like, when is she talking to him here? I need to make this a bit more concrete. It's still too abstract in my mind, but yeah. But I was afraid if I asked too much, he would go somewhere far away again. Yeah. I mean, big spoilers. And I didn't want that. Yeah, so like this really kind of explains her attitude around him. And I think once it's portrayed in part 3, people will be like, oh, I don't think that everyone will be like, oh, now it totally justifies every single piece of behavior from Tifa. But I believe it would be a case of, okay, they tried. It was not like it didn't come out of nowhere, the fact that she's kind of there tiptoeing around him, especially Tifa. I understand the confusion around that, but you can see some payoff to that. I didn't know what to do. All I knew was that I needed more time, because she was confused about her own memories as well. That's why I told you about the avalanche job. I wanted to be with you and watch you. Oh my god, when you don't know the story and you discover this in part 3, it's going to be insane. One of my favorite things about part 3 is waiting to see the reaction of my wife to her playing it. It's going to be insane. Okay, who am I now playing? So bright. The glare. You'll be better soon. You've been asleep for a long time. I'm hungry. Hey, why don't you ask about him? Yeah. Okay, this already looks much better than Yoji. Because I'm scared. Yeah. I think it would be interesting if this is happening in Medial. I think so as well. You know what that ties into? It ties into Dear Destiny and the knowledge that Aerith was acquiring, and the fact that if you keep talking to a person who has Mako poisoning, they will create a place for you in their world. And so that's how you start making that place bigger, and you bring them back to like real perception or reality, and you heal them. I think that's going to play a big part in this. And I think I could definitely see this as Tifa. You know, you could think about it in Medial. You could also think about it as the entire game is basically the beginning of the live stream sequence. Because Tifa is, you know, going through, like, they are going through these memories, and like we are going through them from different POVs. And at different points, Tifa is saying, okay, but this is why I did that. This is why you did this. This is how you came back to me, and so on and so forth, right? Sorry, what do you mean by happening in Tree Station? Like, you mean everything? Like the entire remake? Or her talking to him? Don't worry then, I don't know what happened to Cloud either. Though I guess I shouldn't tell you not to worry. None of the others know anything either. We don't know if he's alright or what. And it's been 7 days. He's alive, right? What about Sephiroth? I don't think he's come back quite yet. Remember that big light in the northern cave? Yeah, go and show her, Barret. Since then, the crater's been surrounded by this huge barrier of light. Looks like it's protecting Sephiroth while he sleeps in that big hole. Can't do a damn thing about it. We just have to wait until he wakes up. Oh yeah, her talking to him at the train station. Yeah. Yeah, that would be interesting, actually. It's again that case of her talking to him and him not hearing her, right? She's trying to talk to his real self. And on top of that, there's a huge monster called Weapon on the rampage. Weapon? Yeah, gotcha. We can't do a damn thing about it. Oh, no, sorry. I'm reading the wrong text. Remember that huge monster that was with Sephiroth at the bottom of the crater? It's that legendary monster from the past that Aerith's mother was talking about. And now it's up here causing mayhem. Rufus is trying to deal with it. I hate to say it, but he's got guts. Yeah. Oh, what about Meteor? What about Meteor? Dun dun dun. Wow, look at that. Do we just give up? I don't know. So I know that a popular idea is that we start part 3 here and then we just trace back to how we got here. I think it's a great idea, to be honest, but it depends on how. You also need to find a good tutorial part, right? And I feel like Icicle Inn could be a good tutorial area. I thought Cloud would show up to save you all. Huh. What are you going to do to Cloud? Professor Hojo wants to check on him. Reunion, Sephiroth's clones, all that business. In any case, Meteor has been summoned. Essentially, it's all but over now. So I have no need of you anymore. No, maybe there's one more important job for you to do. Haidika. President, preparations for the public execution are complete. Execution? You also have to keep in mind that in temporarily closed Terrier, the party have been recovered in helicopters by Shinra. Right? So Shinra has the party in the Terrier world too. Shinra has Tifa and Barret. They don't have Red 13 or Aerith. Because, I mean, they might have Red 13, but they don't have Aerith because Zack took her. But they do have Tifa and Barret. So everyone move into the Terrier world is also not impossible. This is not to say that they acknowledge that the Terrier world is different from the Beagle Shell. For now, no one has identified different stamp dogs as far as characters are concerned. Well, yes, you are to be executed for causing this situation. I take back what little praise I had for this jackass. Well, enjoy your last moments together. Yeah. God. Kind of makes sense that this is what they do. God, this is a long chapter. But I gotta finish it. We gotta finish it today, right? It's probably not going to be able to stream it during the weekend, so really have to finish it. Due to the Shinra Company's machinations, Barret and his cohorts are blamed for causing the current terror and chaos in the world and are scheduled for public execution. Barret is brought to the press room to be paraded before the world as a monster, while Tifa is led to the gas chamber. Damn. What are you doing? This is my special gas chamber. Take your time and enjoy a slow, painful death. Aren't we sassy? Well, now the show is just about to begin. Emergency! Emergency! Weapon is approaching. All hands to battle stations. Oh no, weapon's here. Run! Damn, why now? Scarlet, how do you feel in this moment? Wait, is that Backman? So you didn't run like the others? I'm impressed. Dude, imagine if the photographer in Nibelheim is Backman. How do I feel right now? Or this guy? Was he in the OG? Intruder! Oh, he's with them. Oh, it was Kate Sith. Oh my god, I totally forgot about this. I came to help. By the way, like, Part 3 stuff, I like really need to play the Shinra Archaeology cut, because I'm like forgetting so many things I really don't remember. Why are you... Aren't you Shinra? Let's just say I'm against capital punishment. Besides, I hate this woman. Yeah, that's true, Kate said. Now come on, we have to help Tifa. I'll keep watch at the entrance. Fools. I've already pulled the switch. Huh. It won't open. Are there going to be whispers here? Oh, please don't put whispers here. Okay, time for plan B. Let's run to the airport. airport and leave Tifa behind. Trust me, trust me. You have to take a chance. Okay, is that the last one? Attack of the weapon. Okay, let's see the weapon. Destroying Junon. Oh, the Sapphire weapon deals a devastating blow to Shinra's Junon headquarters. Rufus returns fire with Junon's giant cannon, achieving a costly victory against the ancient terror. So they don't show us that, okay. Meanwhile, Tifa. Wow. So that was what the weapon did, right? Yes! It looks like I can get out through that hole. Hey, what did you do? Open this door. First you locked me in here, and now you want me to come out? Make up your mind. Huh. Okay, slap fight! Mako cannon exterior. Wow. Look at this guy. This cat and mouse game is over. The execution may have been unsuccessful. J'ai besoin de ton chargeur. I'm almost done. I'm so sorry. But you dying by falling and crashing into the water below might still be pretty exciting. But I can open the door for you. So I'm using it for Shahaj. I'm using it for the light. Sassy to the end. Gsh. Quit slapping me, you old... Gsh. The nerve. Gsh. You hit me first. Bah. Payback. You... Gsh. Bah. Stop it. That hurt. Same to you. That little... As if we didn't have enough silly moments in Rebirth. Take her away. Eh? It's time to pay up. Resist and I'll drop you. Run! Where is he? Where is she hearing him from? Run to the end of the cannon. Okay, yeah, on the high wind. Go. Oh yeah, and it starts. Man, high wind is going to be majestic. Okay, merci chérie. Thank you, ça peut attendre. This is why I married this woman. She allowed me to finish my stream despite her phone being dead. It's not the only reason. No getting off this train. Man, this is a long chapter, dude. I love it, but they could have stopped. Like, pacing-wise, almost feels like they just want to get it over with in Ever Crisis, right? As Tifa jumps from the end of the cannon, an airship piloted by her comrades appears out of nowhere to catch her. Oh my god, I'm stuttering because I've expanded all my English pronunciation for the day with this stream. You okay? Yeah, my cheeks hurt a bit though. Forget it. What's all this about? If we don't get soon something of part 3, I am gonna die. You're not gonna like what I'm gonna say. I'm not like 100% sure about Summer Games Fest. I'm like 70-60% sure. But I have no informed opinion or anything, right? I just like my gut feeling. I feel like it's end of the year. Well, I'll catch you up on all the details later. Maybe fall. Maybe something in the fall. Like, what is there in the fall? Like, Tokyo Game Show, whatever. In any case, the airship, the High Wind, is now yours. Damn it, why didn't you tell me you had access to an airship? Sorry, but to deceive one's enemies, you sometimes have to start with your allies. It's a me, Luigi. I just saw the pseudo, by the way. It's a me, Luigi. It's a me, Mario. Now, come on. Everyone's waiting. Oh, God. This really feels like they just want to... They want to speed run through this thing. They didn't even show us, like, the weapon hitting the Junon Execution chamber, whatever. Everyone? You mean everyone's here? Well, Yuffie's not. Yuffie's in another world. She's KO. This mouse, dude. Can you go there? Okay. What would you say how will part 3 look like in 5-minute short tale? I think it will be extremely linear. As in story. I think you will get to explore if you want. As in it's going to be more freedom to do so rather than the game forcing you to explore like it does sometimes in Rebirth. And I think that if we follow again Shintenketsu, which is the story structure in Japanese stories, I think that the twist both about the worlds and Cloud's identity happens 50% into the story or 60%, and all the rest is just payoff. Yeah, so I think the mysteries, because in this kind of Japanese storytelling, the mystery is like the emphasis. It's not the ending, right? The mysteries are usually not resolved towards the last cutscene. They resolve it much earlier, and then afterwards it's just like, okay, let us wrap up this thing. And I think this is how it goes. Might be totally wrong, but it's just based on my understanding of the trilogy so far. Welcome to my airship, the Highwind. Yeah. Come on. You can act a little more excited than that. She wants Cloud, dude. The guy just disappeared. Like, aren't you guys, like, worried about him? Yeah, alright, it's fine. We're missing some crew. Yeah, Cloud. Do you think we're not strong enough without Cloud? Do you think we can't save the planet without him? Meteor is coming and Weapon is on the rampage. She has a good point. They need Cloud. Oh yeah, Zack and Aerith are reuniting. I just don't think they will reunite in the way we think they will. Like, I don't think they move physically towards each other. I think they reunite symbolically. You know the last cutscene in Advent Children? That's literally how I see it. Because for me, once again, I think that Zack and Aerith exist in totally different locations, because it's the Zack and Cloud inside, the Zack and Aerith inside of Cloud. So maybe the real versions, we see them towards the end. At a time like this, I don't know what the answer is. No idea at all. Don't say that, Tifa. Come on, let's all think about this. I sometimes forget the voice. Sorry, guys. Because there's no way we're getting off this train we're on. Yeah, Barrett. Okay. If only Cloud was here, everything would be fine. Man, she's devastated with losing Cloud. Cloud would... Yeah, and I think you would see that in part 3. You would see, like, Cloud's... You know, he's taking the lead all the time. He was really the leader of the party. He's just doing things. Stand that cocky little way that he does and tell us what to do exactly. Like, this is... They're gonna showcase how that is missed for sure. He'd say everything's under control, Tifa. Tifa, when did you become such a wimp? It's also crazy how she trusts him more and she misses him more after seeing that, because it really showcases how she believes in him. Like, she doesn't buy the story that he didn't exist. I'm sorry, Barrett. I'm so depressed. I'm surprised at myself. Yeah. But again, I believe that this is going to be happening in the Terrier world. Might be totally wrong. Tifa, who we all thought was Cloud is... I know. That's why I want to make sure. That's why I have to see him again. Are you talking about Ever Crisis? Which new info did it give? This specific section? Nothing, because it's literally a remake of the OG. I want you to know that I never disliked him. Well, as long as you stay alive, you just might see him again someday, so cheer up, sis. I know that I will see him again. See the belief? Maybe. Cloud is still stuck deep inside the North Crater, where the ground cracked and swallowed him up deep within the earth. I really feel like this is where remake starts. If we have again one of those wild theories, if remake does not start at the same time as the OG, I think it starts here when Cloud is there. Is remaking his memories and so on. But it could be happening in parallel. I'm not saying this is the only way it could work. It could still be that all of that nonsense could be still happening in parallel. Deep within the earth. Are you talking about the live stream? Yeah, you see? He's stuck in the live stream. The live stream sometimes gushes out from cracks in the ocean floor, all the way up to the surface. Right. I've heard of a place where this happens. Maybe, just maybe, Cloud's... Yeah, if there's a chance, we gotta go there. So, I want to go to that place. Dude, like next chapter, are we going into Medial right away? Man. Alright then, once we find out where he is, the High Wind will get us there in no time. And it kind of makes sense, because if they want to wrap up Part 3 at the same time as the chapters in Ever Crisis, they have to start... They have to finish this thing by mid-2027 max. Okay, so did we clear the chapter? I think we did, right? Yeah, that's probably the end of the chapter. Let's go. Finally did it. Wow. Oh my god. 2 hours and 30 minutes. I mean, obviously 20 minutes of that was really not gameplay. It was just like me doing nonsense. But finally. I don't think we see Genesis again. I think we see Genesis again as a VR fight. I don't think Genesis has an impact on the story. And you know why? It's because I think it goes in complete contradiction with what we saw in Dirge of Cerberus. And I'm one of the compilation believers. I believe that the compilation is not being undermined by what is happening here. I know that people don't necessarily agree with that, but this is my opinion. But on the flip side, you remember that like at the end of Crisis Core, one of the things that is said about Genesis is that Sephiroth now wants to use his body or something like that at the end of Crisis Core. Was it Sephiroth or someone else? I'm trying to remember. I am struggling to remember. Maybe Genova wants to use... There was something about using Genesis's body. Or maybe it's just an interpretation that I had. And so I'm like... Could he have a part to play? It's possible. But I don't think that he... In the way we want. Because... It really... I'm not going to say undermines, but we really complicate the story a lot if you introduce Genesis. Right? It becomes very difficult to sort of reconcile with a lot of other things. Because the crisis of the planet is essentially what Sephiroth's actions are. And so if you bring this, it's kind of... Yeah, I don't know how you manage it. It's like you need to, first of all, pick a side for Genesis. Right, there you go. Yeah, Nero and Weiss took Genesis with them, and they said he's going to be our new brother, right? Thank you, because I was like... My memory was so fuzzy. So I don't know if he's involved in the planet's crisis in that way. There is a possibility for him. I think it's just a VR fight. I think that's what it is. This was great. This was too long, though. I think they crammed so much content in here. Way too much. Clearly, they want to get this thing over with. I don't think it's for end of service. I know that people have been talking about end of service. I think they finish Final Fantasy VII at the very least in Ever Crisis before they go to end of service. And I think with this, what do they have? Like 3 chapters left, max? I think that the Ever Crisis event might be a good hint that they are trying to speed up so that they catch up to Part 3 once it releases in 2027. So if it's releasing in like January or February, as people have been speculating, I think it makes total sense that you get a chapter now. You get another chapter in like... maybe August or September, and you get a chapter next year right around Part 3 or right after it. So that would make total sense. But if Part 3 is happening towards the middle of 2027, which I think is more likely for me personally, it's 7/7/27. Now, on the flip side, Final Fantasies have always tend to be at the beginning of the year, especially like mainline 7, 8, 9, and so on. And Remake and Rebirth were both like maximum April, so I do see it happening. It could be also March, April. But anyways, I think there is definitely a hint towards them trying to speed things up. I didn't see that much of a change compared to the OG, so I don't see that there was stuff that all of a sudden makes them be setting things up for Part 3. I think apparently there was some better translated stuff, but I didn't see anything major there. Yeah. I did want to talk about a lot of other stuff, but I will have to stop because it's been 2-3 hours, and you guys saw that my wife's charger is here, and um, I've taken over the room for myself, and I've left her with no phone, so I gotta I gotta drop because it's late. It's late and nighttime. Thank you so much to everyone who joined. I actually wanted to talk about a lot of things, so maybe we'll schedule an hour and a half or 2 hour thing on Saturday or Sunday just to kind of go over things here. Maybe do a wrap up of the news around FF7 if there's any by then. And it might be even tomorrow during the day. So it really depends on how the schedule goes. I feel like there were some interesting bits that I want to talk about, especially that white as far as the eye can see, or like snow as far as the eye can see. That is very interesting. I want to go back over that. But it's going to take some time. So thank you so much to everyone who joined. I love you guys. Thank you so much once again, Patriots fan, for the huge super chat, man. I really appreciate it. Thanks to everyone who has subbed, everyone who has watched, everyone who has commented, everyone in the chat. Guys, it's the last. It's the last. How do you say it? Anyways, it's like we're heading towards the end. There is a lot more to come in terms of theory videos and whatnot, but there is also not a lot of time left before part 3, which is both exciting and scary because once this thing is done, it's done for good. Anyways, take care of yourselves. I hope you have a good end of the week. I hope you have a good weekend. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. If you like the stream, it would be amazing for you to click on that like button so that other people can see it. And as I said before, we have the memberships now. So if you like, probably the best way to support the channel, if you want to do it on a regular basis, is really to join as a member. And I'm working on the perks. It's still very basic, to be totally honest, but that would really go a long way in terms of helping the channel. Thank you so much, everyone. Take care and see you on the next one.